This podcast is part of the Michigan Sports and Entertainment Podcast Network. Go to michigansportsandentertainment.com for more great podcasts.
Strapping young jocks.
Ninja robots that are not for sex.
Hanging drywall.
All that and more.
Cody, rock 'em and sock 'em.
Strap in, Stumpy. We're going to hell. And we're back from hell.
Oh my God, back from hell.
Ready to punch it again.
Ready to jock 'em and sock 'em.
Jock 'em and sock 'em.
Jock 'em, sock 'em, suck 'em off robots.
No. That went way too far.
Fuck 'em, suck 'em robots, now on sale. That's how I felt watching a couple of these fucking scenes, dude.
I didn't want to fucking suck anything.
I didn't either,
What
but
the fuck are you talking about?
I thought they were cramming it down our throats.
No, more like the ass.
No, what I'm talking about is
They were fisting us up the ass
when
the
I
entire
see
time.
when I see a movie that offers up robots and I don't get robots for about 90% of the film, we are being fucked.
Yeah.
And they're telling us to suck.
They're robot cocks.
Robocock. Starring Peter Weller.
State your penis.
No, Peter Wellhung. Starring
State your penis.
The peen is mightier than the sword. Welcome to episode 58 of the Super Media Brothers podcast. I am Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
Cult Cinema Showdown 16. We're back with this son of a bitch, y'all, with some rockin' sockin' robots.
Robot penis. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't figured out by now, this episode is dealing with robots.
And people in robots.
People in robots. Have you seen people controlling robots on the inside? If you have, I'm sure it was Pacific Rim.
Or Gundam.
Either or. But we have probably one of the movies that inspired Pacific Rim, Robot Jox, going one-on-one with a movie they really tried to pass off as a sequel to Robot Jox called Robot Wars.
Question mark.
Oh my God, the TV show Robot Wars was so much better.
Agreed.
Can we just go ahead and
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like dice.
We usually go in order of the watch of this, and we usually go in order of the poster when we put this shit out there. Which one do you want to start with this week, dude?
I was on Robot Jox since.
Same. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Okay. So, Robot Jox is a post-apocalyptic science fiction film, and I say that just because it's. It's a good movie, but it was better when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's not terrible, but
your expectations as a kid were a lot higher than they are now. Now it's like you're so desensitized from these old classic films. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Why did I think this was great?
You sounded like Arnold just now. Like, wow, I think it was a great movie.
Wow.
Wow, fuck.
You guys.
That's the fucking robot I would have wanted to see.
What, a giant Arnold?
A giant Arnold. Giant Terminator T-800 Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting like an Optimus Prime-sized fucking robot.
Autobots, roll out.
Yeah. But anyway, Robot Jox it was produced in 1989. It was filmed through 87 into 88 or 89. They lost funding on this film because it actually put them over budget. Because at the time, the film company that put this out, this was the most money they'd ever spent on a film.
And boy, it doesn't show.
Yeah, they spent, I can't remember what the fucking number was. They spent about $6 million or some shit on it. And then it got bought by another company, and they basically had to come in and fix it up.
Yeah.
And finish it. So it shows a release date of November in 1990, but the film is actually like supposedly 89. But who gives a fuck? We got giant robots beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. Because that's literally towards the beginning of the film.
Yeah, so, excuse me. The plot is 50 years after a nuclear holocaust, we've got these two factions. The market, which, if we're going by professional wrestling terms, the market are the baby faces. These are the good guys.
Pretty much.
and the Russian-operated Confederation.
They're basically vying for territory all over the world.
Because war is outlawed.
Now, and disputes are settled with one-on-one combat with robots. If you haven't figured that out.
And the pilots of these are called Robot Jox.
Which, spelled with an X.
Yeah.
To make it more edgy.
Yeah.
No.
But in the plot, everybody that is a jock, that is a Robot Jox. Think about cocks, Robot cocks.
Is that all you think about?
Yes, it is. Okay.
Nothing but dicks.
Nothing but dicks. They're always hard.
Strapping.
Right, anyway.
Jock strapping.
Ooh. But no, these jocks are contracted 10 fights each. They whether win or lose, which if they've been losing to the Alexander dude from Russia, he's been killing every one of these motherfuckers. Now, the main character in question is Achilles, which he is about to do his 10th fight, and his coach, Tex, is the only jock to complete and win all 10 of his contracted fights. Mm-hmm. So, knowing what we know at this point, let's jump on into the film.
So, I don't know where to begin with this film. Because, like, the very first...
At the beginning.
The very first notation is Rock'em Sock'em Jock Rims.
Rock'em Sock'em Jock Rims?
Yes, because, like you said earlier, this is predecessor to Pacific Rim, where people are piloting big robots to fight against big creatures.
Specific
Or
rim.
just big robots. But it's like rim jobs, because it's just forced up my ass and just, like, tease me.
Pacific rim job.
Yeah. Specific rim job.
Specifically, it is a rim job.
Yeah. Meeting Achilles, basically, cowboy with a mouth. No, that was Tex. I'm sorry.
That be Tex.
I'm sorry.
Who is... He is stereotypically Texan.
If you have not figured out, he's Texas bound or Texas born.
He's Texas.
Yeah. If the 10-gallon cowboy hat didn't tell you, then yes.
And boy, is that a hell of a hat. That is one hell of a fucking 10-gallon hat.
Also, he looks like pre-stroke Jim Ross.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I'm serious. He had the black hat, he had the accent, and he had the look almost.
By God,
win your fight.
Okay, well,
stop the damn match.
Then let's just pretend. Will you do this with me? Let's just pretend, for comedy's sake, that this isn't Tex. This is Jim Ross. Throughout the rest of this film, it is no longer Tex. This is Jim Ross.
That makes it better.
Because it's gonna make this fucking podcast better, and probably would have improved the fuck out of this movie.
By God.
Anyway, so Achilles is set up to fight Alexander, who is the Russian Confederation representative in his robot. Alexander is about to retire after this fight.
Yep.
And boy, oh boy, does this fight go fucking left.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and you called it. I thought it was hilarious. Because in the middle of this fight, Alex launches off his fist. The robot's arm comes off. And Achilles controls this robot and moves it over to block from hitting the crowd. Well, it punches him and he falls right back onto the fucking crowd and kills a lot of them.
First of all, why are they having crowds of people in the middle of the fight?
Because they signed the release consents.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I know, but storyline.
I'm sorry. How is this important to the story?
I don't know. Well, okay.
These people are spectating these like 100, 200 feet tall robots to fight in front of them. Oh my God, if a missile hits them or a laser hits them or a foot stomps them, what the fuck are they going to do?
Well,
they're going to control the population this way?
Yeah, but I guess we're missing something, though, because in the dead beginning, Alexander actually killed the 9th fighter.
Yeah, he stomped on him.
Yeah, so the purpose that this serves as far as the people dying in the stands lends itself to Alexander, because there's a trial held with the referees where they were like, okay, it's essentially a draw, because literally, like, nobody won. Achilles used, not Achilles, Alexander used an illegal move to do this. So they order a rematch. Achilles is like, fuck this. I did my 10 fights. I'm done. I'm retiring. I don't want to kill anybody else, or he's distraught over it.
Mm-hmm. Which Alexander contests against it because he will fight no one else but Achilles.
Because he considers, as much of a prick as he is, considers Achilles to be like the guy that he's got to beat this guy.
The prime of his, career, basically.
I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. It's like, okay.
I kill you dead. That was quoted by Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget the one scene of the raw material. With Homegirl and her, test tube kids.
Yeah, okay, so there's a scientist character in this film who has been engineering future jock people, and Tex and Achilles lovingly refer to, and I'm using air quotes, lovingly, refer to these people as tubies.
Yep.
Like test tube babies.
Which they're pretty much genetically programmed to not feel fear, to want to fight, to not, have any remorse.
To follow orders all the way through.
Pretty much. So the scientist asked Achilles for raw material.
Raw!
And if you haven't figured out by now, yeah, it's come.
Yeah, because damn, they want that DNA.
That DNA.
That derp NA.
That DNAS.
Dungeons and DNA.
Yep.
Just saying. Throwing that out there.
Like dice.
But any fucking way. That all happens, I think, before or afterwards.
That happens before the fight.
Yeah. God damn, dude. So fuck it up. Like you get the sense that Tex is just kind of this absolutely what he is, this asshole,
Cowboy with a mouth.
Yeah. But anyway, like, the fight happens. These people die. Achilles retires, says, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. Yep. He goes and gets drunk. Then he's actually provoked by one of the they call them gen jocks, as these are the genetically altered or produced people. Mm-hmm. Achilles breaks up a fight in his at the bar, and he's challenged again by Alexander. And he's just like, no, fuck this.
Yeah.
So we get the picture. He doesn't want to do this.
They want to fight, but he says no.
Yeah.
And this is basically where he says, I kill you dead.
I wrote this down because when Achilles wakes up from that fucking nightmare, remember you talked about how it's like the video was just like real, like just fever dream over the top look, and how they just said, let's just take this footage and alter the colors a bit.
Also, get your son's action figures.
Yeah, because when he's having the flashbacks, like I have this written down because I want to say I said something like along these lines. I was like, the director's sitting there, Stuart Gordon's sitting there, and he's like, hey guys, let's invert the colors and drop my son's Transformers action figure on a bunch of G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Like, he literally pushes a stick off camera. It's like, boop, crash. Oh, no, people die. Looming noise.
Right? So, the gen jocks in question that provoked at the bar gets his hand fucking broken. And so that's how he breaks the fight up. And he's like, I'm done. So, again, Achilles gets hassled by Athena, who has taken him home from the bar to take care of him, another gen jocks, because he passed out at the bar. Mm-hmm. And they're at odds because he's of this mindset that female fighters do not belong in this shit.
And weirdly enough, Athena is fascinated with him, like, physically. And not it seems sexual to Achilles, but at the same time, it's not. Athena has this like fascination with like, how does this person fight? What is the muscle structure? What is there, basically?
Yeah, because like they're genetically altered, so they don't have the mindset of a normal human being.
They're curious like a child.
Yeah, because they only ever knew one thing.
Right.
So there you go. Well, through all this shit, Achilles says, fuck this, and goes home to live with his family. All the while, the subplot revolving around this film is that not the Confederation, the market. There is a spy. There is a Confederate spy within the market that gets tossed around. People are wondering how the fuck Alexander knew that Achilles was going to fire off a certain weapon, and they knew where to fire and all these schematic things. So that's a subplot.
Right.
But anyway, like, he gets the fuck out of there, goes home.
Which I forgot to mention, they have what they call advertising in the city. And the first one that comes up, there's this blonde girl with like a red like wrap around her and his child, and it says prenatal, literally in a up and down fashion, just in the middle of the streets. Prenatal.
I pictured like an angry person like clapping their hands like with emphasis on every like thing. Prenatal.
We need this.
By God. And the drywall reference that we made, everybody in this movie has like the medical masks on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're ever told why.
No. I guess just a heavy dust contamination.
That's the only thing that I can think of, because the way everything's set out, it's very much it looks like wasteland, that everybody just kind of lives in these tall buildings in the middle of fucking nowhere.
All desecrated and just destroyed. So they're just making do with what they have.
Yeah. Well, in Achilles' absence, Athena decides, hey, I'm going to fucking fight Alexander. So she is training alongside the other jocks to get the opportunity to do so. And she succeeds. The fight is announced on television. And I mean, I know I'm probably skipping over some stuff, but...
Yeah, so Achilles sees what's going on. He's suddenly concerned. We don't know why, because one side, he's like, women shouldn't fight. These 2Bs shouldn't fight. And B, there's definitely some kind of sexual tension, love interest going on between these two. I mean, not on Athena's end, obviously, because she's not sure what the fuck he is. But on his end, he's like, I'm feeling something for this 2B.
Speaking of which, can we talk about the dinner they had at his family's house? And it was so fucking great.
But there was a comment made that I'm trying to think what oh, yeah. Okay, so he walks in, and it's the sister or the brother? Like, who's the family member?
I want to say it's... God damn, I don't remember, dude.
Well, one of the couple is related to Achilles in some form or fashion, but he has another name. I can't remember what it's called offhand. Anyway, so he walks in, sees the wife pregnant again. These kids already have 5 kids, and he asks, I see you're pregnant again. She's like, well,
it's the brother.
Yeah, the brother. Okay, my ears are just open. They're not actually paying attention to this point. I suddenly hear, well, you have 6 kids, only 3 of them are good. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, right? Like, wait, come again?
She did, and she's pregnant.
Exactly.
So we rewind it, and it's something about, when you have 6 kids, 3 share a bed. And I'm like, where the fuck did I get that from? But... yeah, we progress on that part. He's talking about how, I'm just done with it. I don't want to do another fight because I did my contract. I keep having PTSD moments with the last fight.
And meanwhile, people are branding him a coward and a traitor because he doesn't want to fight anymore.
People call their house and they're like, you tell that traitor or that coward Achilles he's a pussy, blah, 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 blah. And they're like,
yeah, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, we deal with this every day.
Yeah, why don't you go back and fight him, you bitch?
Text, get off the phone.
No shit. And Masamoto, meanwhile, we forgot to mention, is the weapons designer for the bots. And him and Tex, all the while this shit's happening with Achilles, he and Tex are going back and forth over who the fuck is the mole within their ranks.
Which they eventually point all to, Nakamoto. Is that his name?
Matsumoto.
Matsumoto. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
So yeah, they all start like making it seem like it's Matsumoto at this point, being that he's Asian. Blame the Asian.
Yeah, when in doubt,
Blame the Asian.
Assholes.
But yeah, we forget a crucial quote in the family-orientated scene where
Yeah, that's why I was asking about the dinner.
The wife was fixing dinner, and she's like, "Yep, you guys, we're having real meat tonight."
Pulls the fucking lid open.
And it's a big-ass fucking hot dog.
It is one hot dog and a big pot of chili.
Yeah.
And I say chili, I mean like really, really runny brown juice.
Yeah. Some chunky juice.
I don't want that.
No, I don't think they did either. Because I didn't see one single person eat that shit.
Nobody fucking jumped at that opportunity.
It looked like a turd sitting in toilet water.
Probably fucking was.
Was that considered real meat? We don't know. It's going to be turned into real meat, apparently.
Oh, shit. That was so
They
gross.
probably recycle. Go green with brown.
Aww.
It's like it's a human centipede crap. Just recycle the shit.
So bad though. But that was really funny too. Like you could look at it and you're just, but the scene itself was pretty funny because Achilles is sitting there and he's like, oh yeah, we have real fucking dinner for once. Because he's been at the fucking market for years.
Yeah. He's been the American Gladiators for all those years.
They fucking look like the American Gladiators, dude.
Yeah, because I even called that. They had the little tracksuit with the silver on. It had the symbol, looked like from Top Gun.
God.
On their chest, and I was like, man, this feels like American Gladiators.
Right?
Especially the scene where they're like trying to find out which Tubi was the best one to suit.
To be or not to be.
And they're climbing this like jungle gym of hell with like an earthquake going on, freaking, electricity hitting, all the pipes are falling down. They had to reach the top button to hit, and yeah.
God, it was just so bad. Like that shit.
It's like the cameraman was shaking the camera. Like you can obviously tell, he was just like vibrating it.
You know those like when you were a kid and you go to the park and that they have that metal dome of bars.
Yeah,
that's what this looked like a little bit.
The jungle gym.
Yeah, just I don't know. And it was funny because they were like climbing up to the top of this hole, and the alarm that was going off. I kept sitting there going, God damn, it's the same alarm I have on my phone. And that is a sound clip that gets used a lot in these movies.
Oh yeah.
But any fucking way. So he sees the announcement on TV that Athena has won the right to fight Alexander.
Immediately goes back. It's like, I want the fight.
Oh, dude, yeah, and she ain't having it.
No.
She is not having it whatsoever. Meanwhile, Tex goes ahead and admits to Matsumoto because Matsumoto deduces that he is the mole.
Which in a sly, hand, he pushes a button to get the camera rolling in his office.
Smart man.
And like he said, basically confronts him and says, yeah, I am the mole. And proceeds to shoot him, which has like freaking strawberry jelly.
I'm sorry, I've been fucking up. Been calling him Tex.
Yeah.
It's Jim Ross, god damn it.
By God.
Let's restart this.
Jim Ross entered the room.
He entered the room with his barbecue sauce.
And confronted Yokozuna.
That's right. He confronted... Shit. I wouldn't even be... I don't know, like, Yokozuna was big, but, like... If it was...
I just the first Asian person I thought of.
Well, okay, so... I'm trying to think of a good one. Because it would be really funny. God damn it. I swear, I'm going to sit here and think of one.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah. Jim Ross confronts Yokozuna and says he is the mole, by God. On camera.
I think Antonio Inaki would be
okay.
one. There we go.
So we'll go with that.
Okay. So...
Shoots him.
He shoots Antonio Inaki right in the head, and then there's barbecue sauce that sprays all over the back of the map. Splatter day and night. You're welcome.
Yeah.
For those wrestling fans out there, it could also be Shotgun Saturday Night. You're welcome. Any fucking way. So, shoots him in the fucking head.
And proceeds to put the gun in his hand, like, oh, it's a suicide.
Then he goes over and uses those. Have you ever seen Gremlins 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes over there and he uses the same fucking phone system like they have in Gremlins 2. He picks it up and you just see him on the little intercom. Sweating fucking bullets.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, Jim Ross.
Jim!
I can't believe we're actually rolling with this. It's funny. So Jim Ross
Talks to Vince McMahon.
Yeah, God damn it, yes. God damn it, yes.
By God, Vince, he killed himself because he's the mole.
Hey, what? He's fired.
Yeah, he was fired.
Right in the head.
So
That's terrible.
yeah.
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
I'll be right down.
Immediately.
So
I love how you were about to say Achilles and it just came out as a freaking burst of laughter.
it is Achilles. So
That echo was great.
you're welcome. So Athena is elsewhere, pissed off at Achilles. He's at a bar. Alexander shows up and he's all like, "Glad to see you." But it's like, you make my what did Achilles tell me? He's like, you make my drink curdle or some shit. You make my beer curdle.
My beer curdle.
And then he's like, "You make my drink taste like blood."
Which we forgot to mention, Alexander is basically a Russian Tommy Wiseau. The way he talks.
Okay, so have we named who Achilles could be? Because I'm going to go ahead and say that it's Tommy Wiseau now. I'm not even going to say that it's fucking Alexander. I'm going to just say it's Tommy Wiseau. Mm-hmm. Greg Sestero.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah. All right, so Tommy Wiseau walks in the fucking bar.
Oh, hi, Achilles.
"Oh, hi, Achilles. Glad to see you.
You make my beer curdle.
You make my drink taste like blood."
I'm making a movie about sharks.
What a story, shark. So,
Oh, hi, shark.
oh, hi, shark. God damn it. But anyway, shows up. He gets confronted at the bar, I think, again, by Athena.
Yep.
And one of the most dick moves, which I understand her part, she's pissed because she earned the fucking right to do it. But the Confederation has already accepted the challenge that Achilles is going to be there for the market. Mm-hmm. So what does she do?
She basically lures him, in a way, tranquilizes his ass, tries to fight him tranked, which, by the way, he does a good job to handle her while being under the influence. Because, man, he was holding his own. But, yeah, eventually he got locked in the room. He couldn't get out. And he couldn't get a hold of anybody because she ripped the freaking phone system, whatever the fuck it's called, out of the wall.
Oh, she fucking locked his ass down.
Yeah.
And then suited up in his shit and proceeded to just go to the fight early.
Which they all started to figure out something was wrong because as soon as Homeboy slapped her ass, which that was a typical thing for him to do, she immediately, punched him.
Fuck you, Jim Ross.
Yeah.
Right in the face, punched the shit out of him.
So everybody's on high alert. That's not Achilles. That's actually Athena. Stop the robot. Stop the damn robot.
Stop, buddy. Stop the damn bots.
Yeah.
So they try to get a they try to get a video on Achilles' room, and they fucking can't because she ripped all the shit out.
Right. So in the clever move of Achilles' side, he grabs his remote for his vehicle off the wall.
Good old trusty drone.
His little futuristic looking DeLorean. Very DeLorean.
Fuck yeah.
And he makes it programmed to hover into the wall of his apartment to get out. He somehow, quickly enough, gets to the control center. It's like, that's not me, that's Athena. And everybody's like, what happened to you? She tranked me and locked me in my room.
Right? Well, the test tube lady, and I'm saying test tube lady because it's the person that started this whole fucking thing. She's trying to talk sense into Athena, who is in the robot at this point, and she can't understand why she's not listening to her because she's defiant. And then she's like, you're going to invalidate my research. And she's just in that thing I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm talking climbs out of the elevator shaft, takes that robot and makes it climb up its own elevator shaft out onto the battlefield, which by the laws of the combat Once it steps onto the battlefield, it's locked into the fight. Yeah, you can't leave or you forfeit.
Which, at this point, we get the video PA of how to use the new weapons from Masamoto, because he pre-recorded this before the fight was supposed to happen.
Yeah!
Right after his little PA happens to go on air, the video of him and Jim Ross airs.
Antonio Naki and Jim Ross.
And everybody in the control room sees the video, and they're like, by God, Jim Ross, you killed him.
And then he's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And so, what does he do when everybody turns on him and looks at him? Even Achilles is like, what the fuck? I'll see you in hell.
I'll see you in hell.
Geronimo! I shit you not. The motherfucker yells Geronimo, jumps out of the fucking busted out wall, down the elevator shaft, and dies.
Yep.
He splatters everywhere, and barbecue sauce comes out of every orifice in his body.
What a burger.
What a burger.
He's all over the pavement.
Just like you like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So Alexander winds up beating the fuck out of Athena, like in the robot. I was saying robot, whatever.
Robot. Beat her in the butt.
Which is really fucking funny because right beforehand, she disarms him. Quite literally.
Yeah, with the laser cutter.
Bing. Laser cutter.
Yeah.
So he's about to stomp her, just like before. And his coach is like, don't do it. You'll be disqualified or whatever. And he fucking crushes the referee's buggy and costs the fight.
Automatically disqualifies him. And then proceeds to try and kill Athena.
Which Achilles is, by this point, run onto the battlefield, jumped into the thing.
Which, how the fuck is he this fast?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's his Achilles tendons being fucking strong as shit.
He's got the tendonitis.
I wish that were his last name.
Yeah. But I'm going to point out something that I found fucking hilarious. During the scene where Alexander was literally punching the shit out of Athena's battle bot, or whatever the fuck you call it, it was such a light tap.
Oh my God, you're talking about the automated hand?
Yeah, it was just like, go to sleep, like, oh, hit him in the head, like, softer version of Iron Man and Hulk, and the Hulkbuster. It was just like, really just tapping really lightly on the robot side of things, and then inside you see Athena just like flopping around like a fucking rag doll. Like, it's like the most abusive thing ever, and you just go back to the outside, and it's just like, oh.
It had the strength effect, like, it had the strength of one of those party blowers, like,
Meanwhile, on the inside,
God!
Oh my God!
You know how when the Power Rangers get punched and they overreact, like, Wah! That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, like it was such a bipolar experience when it comes to physics. Like, okay, you're literally tapping the fuck out of them like this, and then on the inside, it's like, holy shit, I can't keep control of this thing. Oh my God! So anyway, fast forward, Achilles gets to the freaking bot.
Robo seizures activate.
Yeah, pretty much. And he proceeds to get Athena out, which he lands a little smoochy smooch.
Can we talk about the line that somehow Alexander can hear him from way up in the middle of the chest of this robot to the fucking ground. Alexander just looks up. I'm going to get in this thing and I'm going to kick your ass. Because that's about what he sounded like.
Thanks, Mike. Kick your ass.
Robot Jox. This is serious.
I will see you in hell.
Geronimo. God damn it.
Stop the damn match.
Stop it. Get some help. So Achilles jumps in this fucking bot and has a rumble all over the desert because they've cleared out all the people that were watching. That was the one thing about this fight, is that there were no viewers, no people allowed.
Viewer discretion was advised.
Absolutely.
Which, when they were proceeded with the please stand by screen with the boop,
Well, they fly away. He gets in the thing and flies the fuck away into space.
Fucking Lenny Kravitz, that shit.
Robots in space.
I scratched my head at this scene because they literally were chasing each other in space, and Achilles was being shot at by Alexander in the foot, and the robot voice lady was like, severe damage in the right foot.
I love the fucking, your right foot has sustained major damage.
Bitch, why does that fucking matter?
Your right foot has sustained major damage.
And that was the only thing she cared about the whole entire time they were in space. Your right foot is hurt. Your right foot is about to fall off. Hey, motherfucker, your right foot hurts.
They crash land back. Somehow, they've flown around in space somewhere that looks like they should have gone to another fucking country altogether, but they land right in the same spot.
It's like they literally did like this one big up and down.
You could just see the fucking automated like voice in the robot. Once they fucking land, she's just like, your right foot has to fuck it. I've had enough of this shit. And just signs herself off.
I'm going to, space. And be HAL 3000. Reprogrammed for them shit.
That's right. But yeah, they fight on the field, like in the bots. Fucks his legs up, so Achilles sits up in the bot and turns it into this like little sitting tank thing. And in comes the Robocock chainsaw dick.
Which, what the fuck? Was this utterly necessary on any other standpoint besides just, you know what? Fuck it. Put a fucking chainsaw on that dick.
Well, from what I remember about this movie, like the making of it, from what I remember, the producers and the directors, like, they had like this giant, like, just this struggle or tuggle on how to struggle, tussle,
that dick.
Tuggle bell. They had a tuggle bell over like how they wanted this movie to go. One side wanted like a straight sci-fi adventure. The other side wanted more of a satirical approach. And we kind of got both, and that's why this movie feels unbalanced as fuck. And
severely.
Scenes like this come into question.
Severely had a Phil Swift moment whenever Alexander ran his cock into Achilles like, I'll saw this robot in half with the power of cocksaw.
Cocksaw is ready.
3 minutes of playtime.
You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes.
3 minutes of playtime. So basically Achilles' tendon is cut. He can't go nowhere. He runs to the disarmed arm of Alexander's
because they've gotten
robot.
out of the... he's out of the robot at this point.
Right. Runs to the disarmed arm of Alexander's bot. And I knew what he was doing at this point, so I was just waiting to see how it was going to happen. He begins to hotwire the arm to control it. And as Alexander gets closer and closer, he's like, I'm coming for you, Achilles.
Oh my god, that was like the greatest dialogue ever.
Yeah. And right when he gets there, he hotwires it just perfectly to where it just rockets right into the fucking chest of Alexander's robot.
What a hand job.
Yeah.
Let's give him a hand.
Yeah. Blows his fucking ass up. And somehow Alexander lands from, I don't know how far in the fucking air.
No shit. Or did it happen or did the whole thing fall over?
I don't know. We didn't see that.
Yeah, that's...
It just like shit exploded. You see Achilles on the ground, and then here comes freaking Alexander with a freaking rod with a messed up arm swinging.
This is where the American Gladiators happen.
Yeah, finally. And they're literally jousting each other, like hand-to-hand combat in this like destructed like robot graveyard of fire.
And what can only be described by us is probably one of the weirdest endings. They're beating the fuck out of each other and all this other shit, but Alexander just hammered at him with one arm, and Achilles is sitting there. He's like, it doesn't have to be this way. And
we can both live.
Yeah, and Alex is like, you must die, blah, 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 all this other shit. And the whole time, Achilles is disarming him like, no, we can both live. And throughout the whole movie, there is this thing that Achilles has with his teammates where they bump fists and say crash and burn. So as this happens, he's like, oh no, we can both live, blah, blah, blah. Somehow, I think maybe the third or fourth time he fucking says it, talks some sense into him. And he just gives him this really weird bloody face. I don't know if he's going insane or if he's just...
like...
I don't know, dude, but... They do the fist bump.
Well, no, they did the thumbs up.
Those want to say the thumbs up, and then they bump fist, and that's how it is. Like you keep the thumbs up, and you connect the fist
with the sun rising in the background, and then it ends.
Maybe this was the romantic comedy portion, or the romance side of the movie. Like maybe it was theirs. Yeah, it was their story.
Yeah,
it's their story, and they're sticking to it. God damn it!
We can both live in each other's arms.
We can both live.
But yeah, the movie just ends with them doing a thumbs up fist bump with the freaking sun rising in the background.
Fist bump, motherfucker. Yep. And that's Robot Jox, goddammit.
We don't know if they lived or not. Because he said we can both live. Did they live? Did they die? We will never know. And the sequel comes out of Robot Wars.
And that's
guess what? There's no fucking thing to do with the first movie.
No, and the fucked up part is they're like, first there was Robot Jox, then there's Robot Wars. Now, they tried to market this as a sequel. And coincidentally, there was a movie called Crash and Burn that they also tried to like act like a sequel or spin-off. Neither of them were.
Yeah.
And guys, look. Robot Jox at least was coherent enough that there was a story to be told. Maybe it didn't come across like it should have.
I mean, with the $6 million they invested, they could have gotten a lot better with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and we got something out of it.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking here to tell you right now, dude, that Robot Wars is... And this is from the producers of Robot Jox, mind you. Robot Wars is probably this is absolutely the biggest piece of shit movie that we've watched so far in this Cult Cinema Showdown.
4 years later, 1993, we get the introduction song, which reminds me of either Medieval Times or some kind of Japanese RPG or Super NES RPG.
A lot of horn section.
And out of nowhere, I'm getting random tambourines. Just
no exaggeration.
And if that's not enough, here.
No, it's not. It's definitely not enough. Fuck. What were they thinking?
I don't know.
What were they thinking?
We need more tambourines. We need more cowbell.
I got a fever, and the only thing, the only prescription is more tambourine.
Yep.
Please no.
That's what I think about that.
Exactly. So,
excuse me.
We're not exaggerating when we say that this movie is a little bit all over the place. Nothing is flat out explained up front, and I found myself more or less being like, what are they talking about? What are they doing?
What part of the film are they at? Is there any part of the film that it should be at? Because we find out, basically, there's this mega robot. Yes, I said mega robot, because this is going to be relevant later.
Yep.
And it's piloted by Drake and his partner, Stumpy.
I'm making noise over here. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. And it shows them piloting this Megabot. And it has passengers like it's a fucking bus terminal.
Yeah, it's essentially it's a tourist thing.
And over the PA system, it literally sounds like an airline stewardess. Like, this is your captain speaking. Please buckle up and put your safety harnesses on because we're about to explore the... It's like, it literally just makes me feel like I'm on a fucking airplane. When they're really in this war machine that is about to confront, enemy hostiles. I think it's a fucking scorpion.
Yeah, dude, it's a giant robo-scorpion piece of shit. And Drake, who is the pilot, is up in that motherfucker. Now, his supervisor is being visited by a general named Wally, which it is so fucking funny because the whole time I saw this man and heard his name, I thought, Wally.
And yet, we have another Asian. He's Asian.
It feels like this was the same guy that played Matsumoto. I could be fucking wrong.
Nah, it was two different people. I can tell by the look on their face.
But anyway, He's trying to, like, Drake wants to avoid this shit because there are intruders, but his boss orders him to attack to impress the general.
So proceeds to shoot down this tank with the scorpion tail, and he's telling the passengers, "Oh, it's just a battle simulation."
It was Matsumoto.
Oh.
Same guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I just looked that up because I was like, there's no way.
Well, damn, 4 years didn't really work for him.
No, this was his last movie role. So he died 3 years after this.
Well, I feel like shit.
Any fucking way.
Yeah. So, yeah, they tell the passengers, it's just a battle simulation, so it's nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Put your damn harnesses on. Strap your goddamn helmet on. We're heading to the terminal.
There's
not in those words, but it's the gist.
It's the jizz.
The gist.
The jizz. Robot horse.
Which also, the noises and sound effects in this film are laughably good.
Yeah, because that encounter they have where they actually like start shooting and stuff, which, by the way, after this is done, they fucking tell everybody that's in there that it was just a simulation and all this crap.
Yeah.
But when we say that there are fucking laughable sound effects, we are not kidding. You ever seen cartoons with those shootouts where you just hear pew, 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 like, I can't even do it justice.
Shit, even when Star Wars, you had like the Stormtrooper blaster rifles, it had those same like pew, pew, pew. Loud as fuck, by the way.
It was mixed. It was like a mixture of laser sound effects and bullet, like 6-shooter sound effects. Pew, pew. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like, literally none of it made any fucking sense.
And then when they typed in on the keypad, that made it even funnier.
Oh my fucking god.
It's like, who was the sound designer in this? It's like, I'm just having an off day. I'm just gonna input every sound effect they've used in the last 20 years.
Can we talk about Drake's co-pilot Stumpy? Yeah, Stimpy. Yeah. Drake and Stimpy, the new cartoon from Nickelodeon.
Stimpy, you idiot.
Stimpy. Yeah. The fucking line when they're in this goddamn scorpion, and he fucking looks over. They mess with the bull, they get the horns. You are in a fucking scorpion! There are no horns, bitch!
Which has another relevant story to this movie later on, but yes. It's a scorpion. Why not say you mess with the scorpion, you get the tail?
It made me unreasonably angry.
Or, you mess with the scorpion, you get the rock.
Fuck yeah.
Scorpion Kang.
Beats the shit out of the robot. That's gonna sting in the morning.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just let that settle.
So, we get a cutscene of the tourists arriving to, I guess, the docking bay or wherever the fuck they're at.
Their terminal.
Yeah, and between that, there's a shot of a fucking chemical refinery. But this is supposed to be kind of in the middle of nowhere. See, there's intercut parts of it looking like it's in the middle of a desert in the middle of nowhere, but somehow right by this area is a city because it looks like they should be like miles and miles apart from each other. This is all within the, quote, same area, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
That was confusing as shit. The Great Toxic Gas Scare of 1993. Apparently this is the whole thing that started the fucking war?
The movie quoted its own production year as reference to a great scare back in 93, which this movie's set in like 2045 or 2050 something. Like a long time from now.
We never did say the plot because they didn't like I said, they didn't really give a good explanation of it, but this great toxic gas scare turned the entire land into basically a desert that was unlivable.
Right.
And there's like a band of raiders, and they're called the Centros. These people attack transports. Like, they rob people, kill people, all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing. The United States is turned into a Western bloc called the North Hemisphere.
Right.
And then the opposing Eastern side. It's the Eastern Alliance. So once again, we're dealing with like, territories and factions.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're dealing with a mole situation because our buddy Drake thinks that there is a mole on their side. Like there's a mole from the
From
Eastern.
the other faction.
Yeah. So here we go again.
Who's that spy?
I don't know. But like you said earlier with that key code, it was like pew, 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 ting. So another subplot is that there is this archaeologist and a reporter or journalist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name? Lita?
Lita and
Annie. So Lita gets off of this fucking like touristy shit, runs into Drake. That was about a fucking classy ass interaction.
Because all he does is hit on her from like the first second he meets her, like straight out the gate, the bull horns and everything. Gets punched in the face for it because all he's doing is basically saying, "We can go to your place tonight because my place is a wreck."
This woman cannot live without me.
Yeah.
Slaps the fuck out of him.
Oh no, he punched. He is punched.
I fucking love it.
Cause he calls her Rocky afterwards.
He's like, I like her. And the first thing that went through my mind was The Dark Knight. Was she a little fight in you? I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh God.
She's gonna bear my kids.
He's the Draker. He's not the Joker. He's the Draker.
You know how I got this punch?
Oh God. So General Wally, meanwhile, is talking to Rooney, who is Drake's boss, about this ceremony. And we learn that Drake has a long-standing rivalry with Wally for reasons unknown.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of gonna thumb through this movie, guys. Like, I'm not even joking. There's really no substance to this thing. It's like it's got a fucking hour and 6 minute runtime. So we're gonna get through this really fast.
Yeah.
Drake tells Rooney that the Eastern Alliance is in cahoots with the Centros. Basically, that's happening, and they've got a mole on the inside that's working alongside somebody. So in return for that information, Rooney basically tells Drake that he's talking out of his ass and essentially like sends him on a, quote, long vacation. He may as well have just said, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
So he's fired, basically. So, and he shows up to this fucking ceremony that they were talking about. Drake just sits there, and he gets punched by this woman. But yet he and Stumpy sit right behind them, and they act like it's no big deal.
Yep, proceed to flirt again. It's like, how's your face? I'll live.
Right? And there's like this duel happening.
Yeah, the Eastern Alliance or whatever it's called, they have this ceremony where they, combine everybody in this one little area and have like a combat situation. It's like kendo, fencing, Taibo looking shit with staves kind of stuff going on. And Wally points out to Drake, oh, you should fight me.
Yeah, that doesn't go over so well for you, does it, buddy?
Yeah, so he literally says no like 3 times. He gets out of the chair after the many attempts and literally proceeds to just knock him off on his ass and then shove the staff right in his face. And I forgot what he says before this part, but then he goes, yeah, we'll do tea.
Yeah, because we meet again, Captain Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do tea. It's like, who gave you that line?
What kind of tea?
Is it Lipton?
Is it green tea?
Is it an Arnold Palmer?
Is it chamomile?
Ooh, is it Earl Grey?
It's something, goddammit.
Some kind of tea.
None of my business. Sips tea. So Annie and Lita are on a fucking robot ride again, and who's their pilot? Captain Balls! We're not kidding.
No, they literally say this is Captain Balls.
Yeah, and it's obviously supposed to be Bowls or whatever, or however the fuck.
But we don't hear that because we're special.
Yeah,
we hear
we're
balls. He should have been the one to say, you mess with the bull, you get the horn.
And the balls.
Mess with the bulls, get the horn.
Mess with the balls, get the horn.
Yeah.
Oh, haha.
Haha.
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting?
Yeah, I do.
Haha.
On the up and up.
Yep. Come on now.
Come on. Exactly. I'm sorry. touch the microphone because I'm flipping papers.
No, it's okay. But yeah, Captain Bulls is piloting the Megabot with General Wally.
Wowie!
And, yeah.
Isn't it at this point that Drake and Stimpy, I keep wanting to call him Stimpy. So who the fuck, why is he called Stumpy?
I don't know.
Like, come on.
Is that like a euphemism for like certain appendage?
I was just thinking that too.
But how does Drake know?
Maybe that's the whole point. He fucking does know.
Oh, man.
Just throwing it out there. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it is funny.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
while they have the tour to go to the Crystal, what is it called? Crystal.
Oh, god damn it.
Crystal Grove. No, that's not it.
I had it written down somewhere. Crystal Vistas.
Crystal Vistas. On the other side of town, you have Stumpy and Drake doing, army boy shit.
Yeah, they're going on like some kind of reconnaissance mission to find evidence that's tying the Centros and the Eastern people together.
Which they pull this like, look at me situation and get shot from behind. Because Stumpy's like, what do I do in this situation? What would John Wayne do? And
he's
like,
fucking god.
And he's like, over here.
No, what is it? Oh,
he says something else, but he's like, over here, or something like that.
No, it's definitely a
I can't remember.
Remember the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo. Yeah, exactly. Remember the Alamo.
He reminds me of oh my god, what's the character from Samurai Cop 2? And you'll never forget the Molaram.
Oh yeah.
He reminds me of the Molaram. Molaram. Fuck.
So yeah, they point out towards Stumpy, and then Drake is like hiding in this like junk, shooting from behind, which literally just taps them with lasers in their shoulders, and they just die. And they find this like decoder transponder device that, this seems weird. We should bring it to the scientists to discover. They'll definitely have a bionic boner over this one.
God damn, that was one of the funniest goddamn lines in this movie. Let's give those nerds a bionic boner.
That's definitely one of my favorite words now.
This movie would have been so much better if it was just called Bionic Boner.
That sounds better than Robot Wars.
Robot whores and bionic boners.
Instead of Robot Jox, bionic boner.
Robot cocks, bionic boners.
Yeah. Duke it out.
Roboners. Oh my god. You can tell where our heads went on this one.
So, back to the tour.
Yeah, I love how he's like, if you look out this window, you'll see an authentic 1990s era ghost town.
Which is deemed Chicago. And I called that way before then.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Because as soon as you said, look, it's like a refinery. And I was like, yeah, it reminds me of Chicago. Literally 30 minutes later, it's era of Chicago.
And it's Captain Balls at your service again. He's your captain.
He's servicing you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then what made me laugh, though, is the same guy that was talking about it being like an authentic 1990s era ghost town. He's all like, this is the part of a city that used to be part of the South. Well, as they used to say in those days, have a nice day.
Makes you wonder, what do they say now?
What do you think they say now?
Please, enjoy yourself fucking yourself.
What do you think they said, people? Do you have any idea what it could have been?
On Facebook and Instagram, I want you to put what you think they say in 2050 or 2045 or whatever decade this is, whatever year this is.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us, what do they say?
And yeah, 2041.
2041, yeah. What do they say compared to what we say now?
Yeah. If we say have a nice day, what will you say in 2041 instead of have a nice day? Tweet us, post on Facebook or Instagram. Hashtag Super Media Bros, hashtag Robot Wars.
We really want to know.
Because it would be fucking hilarious.
And we can possibly read them out to y'all on the podcast.
Would love to do that. In fact, yeah.
We should do that.
Do a reading your comments.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you have to comment first before we can fucking read them, people.
So y'all need to get on top of that.
Get on top of that shit now. Right now.
Get on that groove train.
Okay.
So, back to the film.
Yeah, Drake tries to tell Rooney about the Centros because he's got some kind of proof. Something smells out there.
Well, first of all, he's like, General, what? Something smells out there. Skip. I kid you not. Stumpy tries to calm Drake down by saying, skip.
What the Question number 2, everybody out there, tweet at us, put it on Facebook or Instagram. What the fuck is skimp?
Oh, skimp, motherfucker.
Oh, skimp, goddamn.
Damn. But, seriously, how do you calm a person down by saying, skip? Like, literally in that infliction. Skip.
Skimp, Cody.
That doesn't calm me down. That just makes me question your mentality.
Scrimps.
Please don't.
Skimp, motherfucker.
Skimpy.
I wonder if that was his code. Like, hey, skimp, buddy.
So, yeah. Drake tries to warn him, hey, Rooney, there's something smelly out there. Skimp. Rooney reminds him that skimp. There's nothing wrong. So go fuck yourself.
Skimp.
So Drake and Stumpy go skimp on out of there.
Yeah.
To the nearest bar.
To drink.
To drink these like miniature martini looking glass, shots of what looks to be blue juice and a ice ball.
Apparently though, like from what I was looking at, these pack a punch.
They look like alcoholic versions of Ramune. Because they have the ball that goes down when you punch the top of it.
Yeah.
It's literally just alcoholic Ramune.
Yeah, a little bit there. It's pretty goddamn funny, though.
Yeah.
Because they're just sitting there, look, fuck it.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
back of the cave.
Fucking Wally is being taught by Balls how to drive one of these fucking robots.
And, okay. Whoever made the props and the backdrop and everything around them, I don't know what made them think that they can just half-ass some parts of it and not be caught in the act. But Balls tells Wally to put his hand on this one control mechanism. It's a little joystick. And he proceeds to move it around like normal. And he pushes it forward. And you can clearly see two things. One, it's not internally connected to anything. Two, there's a spring attached to the bottom of the joystick and on the base of the armrest, and it's literally nothing but that.
This is a gaming console joystick, man.
Yeah, it looks like the old NES gaming stick. Like that one you do for the fighting simulators.
Yeah.
They put a spring on the bottom of it, stuck it to the armrest, and made, hey, this works.
Nobody will notice, just paint it black. We noticed it, goddammit.
We're too anal about this shit.
No shit. And goddammit, the reason why we emphasized mega robots.
Be ready for this. So
Wally.
But let me state again for the umpteenth time, we are not racist. We are not bad people. We just find a lot of shit humorous that most people don't. So please, bear in mind, we are not doing this to spite anybody. We're doing this because it's funny.
Yeah, he's like, he clearly says he's a big, because they're talking to the general, and then Wally butts in because Balls is teaching him the ropes or whatever, and he's like, I'm a big fan of mega robots, but it doesn't sound like he says mega, more like ninja, but not that. Just gonna go ahead and just leave it at that.
You insert two specific letters with the same shape.
Yeah, and Cody and I think we were half paying attention, and the way it comes out, you have to pay attention to know that he is saying mega, because that is not it. And we just dropped what we were doing and looked at the screen, and we were like, what? Because the way he says it, it's not even like a plain audible English accent. There's very much a thick Asian accent with this on this particular scene. So, yep.
And the irony of the next scene, after we said this 4 times, Rooney's assistant walks in.
And dude, this guy, this is the most like. He looks like he's just had enough of everybody's shit. Okay, and he just walks. In fact, I think we got pictures of this.
Yeah.
Put that shit on Instagram because it's funny as fuck.
Because I had to capture these moments.
Because that guy comes in and he's talking to Rooney about what Wally's doing. And isn't him that says this? He's like, man, Wally seems like he's having more fun than a 60-year-old in a cat house.
Which we thought he said 16-year-old in the cat house and then immediately went down south from there.
Pretty much like this whole fucking movie is.
Yeah. Which still, as we emphasized in the beginning, we don't know where this film is at as far as the plot is going at certain points. So we're confused to like, okay, what are y'all doing here? What's going on
A
here?
whole fuckload of nothing, actually.
Yeah. So after the whole crack at, the elderly people.
I thought you said crack addict.
I mean, whoever made these films was on crack.
Well, that would...
Who wrote the dialogue? Oh, he's a crack addict. Who made the set design? Crack addict.
Dude, that would be Charles Band, and that would be the guy that helped produce Robot Jox.
Makes sense.
You know what's fucked up? They classified this as a cyberpunk film.
Mm-mm. There was no cyber or punk. It was just literally a
disappointment.
Yeah, a try to be apocalyptic setting with a giant scorpion robot.
Yeah, and we are bouncing around the scenes because this is literally how this movie is. There's like hardly any linear anything happening.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on that we're not mentioning because it really doesn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't. We're just kind of here going through the motions and giving you guys like the rundown of some of the
what we call the better parts.
And that's a fucking stretch.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking stretch.
That's why I had a yeah. So
big old stretch.
So we go back to the Scorpion King, and all of a sudden there's this big huge betrayal. Oh, we didn't see that coming. The Asians have shot everybody.
Yeah, because I think at this point is whenever was it God damn it, Lita and Annie?
Yeah, Annie's at the terminal, and she's waiting on Lita to come back because she's investigating these tunnels that they were trying to like figure out what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, she's like underground or some shit.
And Lita finds out that the organization known as I can't think of their names. Centros. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, dude. Don't apologize. If anybody should apologize, it's this fucking movie.
Yeah. So she finds out that the Centros are underneath that faux Chicago. It is Chicago town.
Is it? Hang on. Gotta ask them. Hey, was it Chicago?
Yeah.
You sure?
Positive.
All right, we're just making sure we don't fuck this shit up. Okay, so it was Chicago.
Okay. So underground Chicago, the Centros people were after Lita. What are they gonna do? They chase her.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Oh no! So yeah, they eventually take over the terminal, and General Wally takes control of the robot.
Yep, he takes control of the robot and the rest of it, because we find out here he's the mole and he's the guy that's in cahoots with the fucking Centros, and he walks off and shoots Bowles right in the balls.
Yep, shoots him in the balls. And then Rooney's like, "Where's Bowles?"
Well, this is where the rest of this movie is just kind of a shit-tastic finale. So, in the meantime, God, I don't even want to fucking finish this shit. It's so bad. Drake and Stumpy are told by Rooney that the Centros have Lita, so that's the only reason he's agreed to come help.
Because he's drunk like a skunk and he don't care.
Yep. Long story short, they find Lita. They get to this fucking hidden robot somewhere, this giant fucking robot, which the Centros have been trying to get so they could form an attack on these guys. So they somehow make this motherfucker work. And Drake pilots this thing, and we have a giant robot versus Robo-Scorpion fight. Which Wally is controlling the Scorpion, and Drake is controlling the other motherfucker.
Yeah. Very anticlimactic fight compared to Robot Jox.
Dude, I have seen my kid make better fights out of his action figures.
Yeah.
The point that, not even kidding you, where is it at? Because I've got this shit written down. It's so bad.
Are we talking about the quote? Because I have to talk about the quote that generally...
Oh, please do it.
So, whenever they find out that the robot's still there, Wally discovers somehow that that's where Drake is. So, the PA computer pops up, and you see Wally go, "Peekaboo, I kill you!"
That shit was so funny. Because, dude, I am seriously confused geographically to where all these people are, because it cuts so back and forth. And then that's their strap-in Stimpy line.
Yeah.
Stumpy, Stimpy.
Strap-in Stumpy.
I don't fucking care anymore, Stimpy, Stumpy. Fuck them.
Fuck the stump.
And more of those lovely gun sound effects during the robot fight. Pew, pew. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of the Super Media Bros, fans of cult cinema, fans of anything sci-fi related, fans of whatever, I have to tell you something. When you know a movie sucks, you just fucking know. But when your own son says, and I quote, I'm not fucking making this up at all, because me and Cody fucking fell out laughing at this shit. You ready?
Yes.
It looks like two drunk snails fighting in a bar. End quote. He was not fucking wrong at all. This was the most unconvincing shit I have ever seen put on screen.
The best movie review quote I've ever heard. Cisco and Ebert could not review it that well.
No, and as a matter of fact, we probably should have just said, coming out of Robot Jox, all right, guys, Robot Wars. It looks like two drunk snails fighting in a bar. Thanks, that's all for the Super Media Bros podcast.
Pew, pew, pew.
And there you have it. That would have been a good one. We're telling you.
Yeah. We had to add some kind of interest so you can keep listening to the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, dude, because I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all have stuck with us through this, we applaud the shit out of you because...
A round of applause.
Drake rips the passenger cab off of this fucking Scorpion thing, saves the hostages, lasers the Scorpion. I'm not even kidding you. This is really the succession of the fight. It looks like they're bitch slapping each other.
It's true.
Robo bitch.
Slap.
You would now rocking with Wally M and Robo bitch. Okay, so he rips the passenger cab off, saves them, lasers this motherfucker in the chest. He falls over. We don't know if he died. We don't know if Wally died, but dude, happy fucking ending because, and you fucking pointed this out and I laughed about fucking Drake and Lita suddenly in love with each other.
They have not seen each other for like 50% of the film.
Yeah, a lot more than that.
Okay, 70% of the film. She punches him in the face, sees him the next day, has literally no interest in this guy whatsoever, and then the rest of the film, until they meet up in the tunnels, they finally have like this, oh my god, I'm in love with each other kind of feeling. I'm like, how?
She is the robot whore.
She is.
He is the robot whore. They are the robot whores.
That's what this movie should have been called, Robot Whores. Drunk snail fighting.
The movie.
Yeah.
Guys, that's Robot Wars. I'm not even fucking close to kidding. Like,
A whole hour and 6 minutes long of bullshit.
And the fact that we left off with Robot Jox at the 40-something minute mark. God damn it.
It's like so little redeeming quality about Robot Wars. So little. Just a few things about it that made us actually chuckle.
The only thing that made me chuckle about this movie was the movie itself being just laughably fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't necessarily want to come off as that, hey, because there are a ton of bad movie podcasts out there. This is definitely not that, because we genuinely like to watch things like this and get pure enjoyment out of them. But Jesus fuck, dude, this movie was just god awful.
It's hard to follow. Like, you would really have to pay attention and piece everything together yourself in order to figure out what the fuck is even going on.
I got bored with it.
Yeah.
Like, I straight up got bored with it.
So you have a movie called Robot Wars, and literally the only robot you see the entire film is a tourist attraction.
And there aren't really wars. It's a lot of human wars. And the robot fight that happens in the movie is literally less than about 5 minutes.
And at the very end, and it's like so uninspiring. So just laughable. Rips the freaking cab off the top, puts it down gracefully, and just, casually bitch slaps each other, like you said. This is the robot war. Woohoo. When I think of the word war, I think of like a massive conflict going on. A lot of robots fighting at the same time against each other. Something more dramatic than two giant mechanical toys literally just being put together by a child.
In a movie called Robot Wars, there are no wars. And in the movie War is Not Illegal, in a movie called Robot Jox, where war is outlawed, there is a lot more fighting happening.
Yep.
I think it's goddamn obvious who wins this week.
Robot Jox.
Thank you, Stuart Gordon.
And the robot cock. I can dismiss everything else about Robot Jox with that chainsaw cock.
Just on principle alone, that chainsaw just sealed the fucking deal.
Pristine.
It flex sealed the deal.
Yep. After he sawed that robot in half.
Sawed this bot in half.
Yep.
And I put it back together with the power of only flex tape. That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally all I've got for any of this shit.
You're just as surprised as we are. We know.
Yeah. I mean, we love doing this. We still like doing this episode, but goddamn, I think we're just... I hate to say that I had high hopes for Robot Wars, but the trailer... Guys, watch Robot Jox the entire movie and then watch the trailer for Robot Wars, and that is more entertaining than anything.
That'll give you the idea. That will be like, okay, I'll watch the film.
And that pretty much is the film.
Yeah. We'll highlight all the good parts of the film in the trailer, and that is the movie.
The literal opening shot of the trailer is the final shot of the movie.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody else.
Peekaboo, we see you.
Peekaboo, I kill you, motherfucker. Oh my god. I would like to talk about the movies that we're going to talk about in 2 weeks on Call Cinema Showdown.
Go for it.
Lady Terminator, otherwise known as Nasty Hunter.
Oh my god. I'm still laughing about that.
Yeah, I showed Cody the trailer before we started recording, and
there was such a dead feeling in my face. I was just like, what the hell?
And
why am I subjecting myself to this?
Because. So, Lady Terminator. Yeah, it's about this old goddess or whatever that fucking is gonna haunt this dude's great-great-granddaughter or some shit.
And she turns into an indestructible killing machine.
And that's all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I have to get the movie that it's going up against. I have got to give a shout out to two friends of ours, Jeff and Casey from the Wrong Company podcast, because they did an in-show series called The Canon of Canon, and it was dealing with the films put out by the Canon Films Group. One of the films they talked about was Ninja 3: The Domination. This is the movie we're putting it up against, based on the fact that both of these movies deal with some sort of mystical being invading the body and possessing a young female to do its bidding. That is where the connection of these two films is.
Along with a lot of Japanese fighting.
A lot of Japanese fighting. If you want 1980s, this is the movie for you. I fucking guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2 weeks, we'll come back with that matchup.
Hoya.
In other news, new logo, who dis?
It us.
It us.
Super Media Brother Podcast.
Super Media Brother Podcast. It is us, goddammit.
Save us in your contacts.
Save us, like us, share us, rate, review, and subscribe.
Wear us.
Hell yeah.
We got shirts.
We got shirts?
Yas. And tanks.
I was going to say, fear not, just because we have a new logo does not mean the t-shirts are going anywhere. Oh, no. This just means you'll have more of a choice once we get the artwork put on the new shirts.
Definitely.
So get our classic logo, because it essentially is our classic logo.
It is what made us us.
And now you can wear us on your body.
Doesn't that sound good?
I know it's cold right now, but definitely get a tank top for the summer, because, motherfucker, sun's out, guns out. You have the right to bear arms.
You want to flex us? You know you do. Do it.
Armed and dangerous.
Yes. Unlike Robot Jox.
Do you want to be cool? It doesn't take much. Put our fucking tank top on.
You'll feel 10 degrees cooler.
You'll definitely be cooler than Robot Wars, I'll tell you that.
Temperature-wise, yeah.
So,
Cool factor-wise, awesomeness. Yeah, you'll definitely be way above Robot Wars.
oh, yeah.
Way above.
You know what? That would be really funny to do, like, a scale of, like a t-shirt rating scale. Like, is this Robot Wars bad? Or is it, like, Miami Connection badass?
That would be. We should determine that rating scale. We should actually create it.
That would be pretty cool.
The cult cinema rating scale.
God, that would be funny as fuck. I would have to say, if we did that like, obviously Samurai Cop is like god tier level as far as the cult cinema badassness.
Oh, of course.
I would put Miami Connection right up there with it, though.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a story for another day.
Yes.
But here's what you can do in the meantime. You can rate, review, and subscribe to us. You can share us with your friends. Fucking tweet at us, comment. Just come talk to us. We will talk back to you.
We need those comments.
We do. like very fucking God.
And if you need a reminder, what did we say in 1993? We said, have a nice day. So what do they say
in 2041?
What do they say?
Just give us that answer. Hashtag Super Media Bros. Hashtag Robot Wars.
And once we have a lot, we will read them out on the air.
Just saying.
Make it so fun.
Make it so. They were just going to leave it at make it so.
Yep.
Guys, if you would like to get with us and you don't want to do it on either of those social media sites, we have a Super Media Bros Discord server that is now open. And if you go down to the questions for Super Media Bros channel, it's in there. Go to the show notes below, click our open invite, leave us your questions there. Do that.
Q&A.
And those questions can be read on the air at some point. So go do that. Go stop right now. Go below, click it, join it up. We'll come talk to you.
Q&A, AMA.
Yeah. We might host some AMAs on that motherfucker. It'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. So for all you regulars out there, you know the drill.
Both of you.
Yeah, all two of you. Facebook.com/SuperMediaBros.
Robot.
Twitter.com/SuperMedia_Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram.com/SuperMediaBros Podcast.
Fisting time.
Come look at our stupid pictures.
It's free real estate. I literally took off one half of my headphones.
He thought I was going to blow his eardrums out real hard.
Again. But I'm thankful he went soft.
That's so... Oh, it's bad. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. We're going to get the fuck out of here now because, I think this may be the most disheveled I've ever been on this podcast just because this movie just fucked me up.
Scrub the shame off.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go take a shower.
From the drywall.
I'm just going to go take a shower from that god-awful fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just no. I'm gone. Fuck this.
He's literally taking the headphones off and taking off in the shower. So, once again, this has been the Super Media Brothers podcast. That motherfucker has been Midnight Agent Raw. And this motherfucker right here is Okame. Shades on. We're off. Get the fuck